And we're live.
Did Terry Crews talk about the sexual harassment thing at all, or is
He
that?
did. He did.
Oh, I'm gonna have to listen to that episode then. I want to hear
it's
about
dope.
that.
Yeah, it was really dope, man. And so if you want me to spoil it, I will. But if you
Spoil
don't,
it.
I won't.
Yeah,
Spoil
it's
it.
interesting. I want to hear.
So I mean, I even talked about it. I even referenced it because I'm like, okay, I get that you're doing what you're doing, but there has to be a side of you that's like aware of the other side of men that would combat that and say, hey, come on, bro. Like, you're a grown man, you're big as hell, like, you know. And he's like, no, I totally understand that side. And his vision is more so, not vision, his stance on it is more taking down like a power structure that is sexual empowerment that people hold over people, especially in positions of power. Yeah. So he's like, okay, so this guy grabs me by my junk in a formal setting at a party, you know, I could whoop his ass. He said, of course I could whoop his ass. Everybody knows I can whoop his ass. But okay, if I whoop his ass, I'm at a Hollywood party. Where does that leave me in my career? Now it's an angry black man that's aggressive again, right? So,
and the assaulter knows this, right? That's his that's his mindset going in. He's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
And so
like all the actors and actresses standing around, are they gonna be like, oh yeah, I saw the whole thing, and I'm taking the side of not the producer or casting director who's gonna get me a job? Like, I want to ensure that I'm blackballed from Hollywood.
100%.
So,
and that's his thing. And so he's kind of he drew attention to like the power structure that is sexual harassment and sexual predatory behavior.
It's crazy that it was called an open secret in Hollywood for so long, and people not in the industry, like when they heard that, kind of like, I'm sure it's a few bad apples, those Polanski types, and then it was just an avalanche that still seems to be going now. Like, that whole industry is kind of wrought with this thing, which is probably a consequence of it being an industry that hinges on, you know, inducting a new wave of young girls every few years, or young boys. You know, it's always got to be fresh blood to keep the interest high.
I think that happens in any sort of system where there's a lot of risk and reward. There's a lot of people who want into this thing, this thing being Hollywood, and there's a few guys who kind of pull the strings, and they have the keys to the castle, and you know, they're also probably pedophiles a lot of the time, pedophiles and perverts and all the like. And I wonder if it what other circles it happens in, because definitely politics, right? We see that where people have in positions of power abuse that and sexually harass people. Mm-hmm. Did you ever see that in professional sports? Like in the NFL, is there ever like someone who's like, like we could probably get you on with the Rams, but I'm going to need you to do a little ramming tonight, if you know what I mean.
That's so funny. I was just about to say, man, you've changed since the last time I saw you, but then you come up with the last ramming. That's hilarious.
No, it's not going to remain this tactful.
You are still the internet.
It's a downhill slide.
For sure. I never saw that in the NFL. I think it's different because the culture is different in the NFL. The culture is based around masculinity. It's based around toughness. So that kind of behavior is not like rewarded. You know what I mean?
It's based on like, it's not a subjective. I guess it is a little subjective, but people need to be good, right? You're not going to see me as the center for the Detroit Lions. Everyone's going to be like, how'd that dick sucker get that job?
You've called it.
Right?
True. 100%. Yeah. I mean, you still have to perform. So no pun intended, but you have to perform on the pitch.
All right. That's a good point. That's good. But what about the cheer? Do you know anything? And I don't know what the separation is.
Cheerleaders.
The cheerleaders, because I would imagine just being a man, and all the cheerleaders are super hot. And I got to imagine, I don't know who's making that decision. Who's the casting director for like the Dallas Cowboys cheerleading squad or the Rams or the Eagles or whatever the fuck. But like, I wonder if anything's going on there where they're like, yeah, you can come to every game and jump up and down in your underwear, but I'm going to need you to do a few things for me.